Hello everybody, welcome to Chesty Trains from Chestermere in Canada. Today, different than usual, I will moderate the test report on the Roco ICE3 Velaro D that I just bought, unfortunately in the analog version, because the digital version is sold out. Tried to find it on eBay several times, was outbid, so decided to buy the analog version, and well, just got it yesterday in the mail. Thank you for your models in New Jersey. They still had 2 sets or 3 sets available. Great packaging, came here no problem. Well, Canadian Post took almost 3 weeks to deliver. It was in Canada, whereas it went from New Jersey to customs in Montreal was in I think 3 days or something like that. So anyways, besides that, we want to make a model train video. I want to show you guys the ICE class 407. 17 units are running in the Deutsche Bahn AG in Germany, between Germany and France. It's a multi-voltage unit, and yeah, Fleischmann brought the model out a few years ago. It was sold out right away, and then Roco now has taken over the HO side. Roco basically builds the exact same model as Fleischmann is or was, and the Fleischmann cars, the add-on cars fit. I've been able to buy it a couple of years ago. One of the add-on sets in DC was out lighting inside too, off a train store in the US. Unfortunately, now finding out that one of the cars, the coupler mechanism is not working properly, and the little springs that are in there, very poor design by Fleischmann, I gotta add. The little springs must have come loose, fell out. They're just little straight round bar or round springs, not wound springs or anything. They don't have any retainer. They just a straight spring pin, which was or is hooked in between the housing and the short coupling, and they must have come loose on transport or whatever. Like, the set was brand new when I bought it. Unfortunately, now it's too late to claim the warranty. I never really took it out the box because I didn't have the proper train to run it with. So there's my problem now. I will have to order 2 of these springs. And Fleischmann spare parts, Roco spare parts is very good service. I've ordered many times now. The predicament is that my flat rate shipping rate is always 28 euros, 20 somewhere around there, 25 euros, and these 2 springs are probably gonna cost about 50 cents each, and to get them, I will have to bite the bullet and spend the money, spend the big bucks on shipping. Maybe they can put them in a bubble envelope this time and make it a bit easier on me. But besides that, we wanna look at the model. We want to see what the model looks like, and I'll show it to you guys in a minute. So here we have the one side driving coach. Roco did an outstanding job of the detailing, really, of the writing, the printing, the finest details. The buoys look great. Like, even the disc brakes are are already on. All the lettering, even by the doors, the little pictograms. Great job. There's a bit of a gap here in the housing. I don't know why it always keeps opening up. But other than that, outstanding on the lettering. On the coaches, the same. Like the doors are super detailed. Little stickers on there everywhere. Just overall a great job. The pantographs, everything on the roof seems to be like the original. Very detailed. Was highly praised by, you know, the magazines like Miba, the German Train magazine, and it really shows like how well this model is built, as to the detailing of the coaches, and of course how close they are to the real thing. There is little filler pieces in the box with the train and with the add-on cars. So down here, normally in this gap where the bogie rides, and of course in the back here too, you can put little filler pieces in. It's just then you restrict the radius you can take. I think the smallest radius then is like 560 millimeters. One thing I have to complain about right off the hop is normally in a Fleischmann train you would have right away a driver in one end of the cabs, and on this Roco model it's not the case. I don't know if it was the case on the original Fleischmann model. Nose again, very detailed. The little windshield wiper is placed separately on top. The lights are nice. Here too, in the full digital version, you have high beam, low beam. Unfortunately, like I said, I bought the analog version and I had to convert it, so I don't have that functionality. Now, the biggest complaint I would have about this model is, which I wasn't aware of either, when you buy this model, you have to buy one decoder for the drive. So basically your standard Plux 12, Plux 16 decoder, in order to plug into the intermediate coach. And it's this one here. This one was the 2 pantographs. This is the actual locomotive, like it has a motor in there. It has a digital interface in there. You can plug the decoder in, and you can choose with little switches, dip switches, if you want the electric pickup to be done only by the leading driving coach or front coach, or if you want to pick up electricity from both sides. The advantage is if you only pick it up from the driving side, then of course you can have feedback, and you can stop the train on a dime or exactly in front of signals wherever you want. If you pick up from both sides, you cannot do that, stopping in front of signals accurately. But with a single-sided pickup, obviously just in the direction of travel, you have the advantage that you can stop it on the signals with feedback to the digital central station or the computer. Now, the other thing is the analog train then needs a decoder each, a function decoder in the driving coaches, in the end coaches, in order to do the headlights. If you do not put function decoders in, you basically end up with having the red light and the white light on all the time, And so there's no switching of direction of travel of the lights. So be prepared to put out some money on those decoders, because I mean, you know, function decoders like here in Canada, $40 each. So you're $80 just for the two function decoders. I put a Plux 12 decoder right now in there from ESU version 4.0, which I still had to drive the train, which you know, runs around $50-$60 Canadian here when you buy them. So quite the undertaking, because you have to put a decoder in each end, and you have to put a decoder in the driving coach. And then the other thing is you have to program the locomotive address, or if you want to program anything else, you have to have one of the end coaches to be able to program. Now the problem with that is that you cannot have both decoders at the same time on the track. So don't throw out the little bridge plugs that are in the end coaches, because you'll have to put those in. Have one end coach with a bridge plug on your motor coach in order to program the decoder, and then you also have to program each end coach separately in order to do the light switching. I run long addresses, so I had to do this with the whole train here before I could put it on the track and show you guys. Like I said, I'm very impressed with the overall paint, with the appearance. As you can see, like I have 6 cars now in total. 4 are in the Roco set. 2 came out of the Fleischmann set. Now, there's absolutely no color difference. There's no visible, you know, that one red is brighter than the other, or that the white is different, or the light gray, like they call it, between the coaches. Everything is exactly the same. Like, they did a real good job taking these coaches, or this train, from the Fleischmann side of manufacturing and putting it into the Roco side, and continuing on making this train. So the only how shall I say, the only setback on this train is obviously it's a little bit older prototype model, so we don't have the city name on the end coaches yet, like you would have on the latest version of these ICE trains. But overall, very, very nicely detailed, very, very well done. Yeah. So negatives, like I said, I mean, I don't like the thing with the whole decoders. Roco Fleischmann used the electric conducting couplings, obviously, in order to get the power from the trailing or driving coaches to the motor coach. Now, I will take these here in order to take them apart. You will need a screwdriver or something to help you out. There you can see the prongs of the one side. It has 2 poles that are used on this coupling. It has 4 pins, but for some reason Fleischmann Roco decided only to use 2. God knows why. You know, if you want to do interior lighting, if you want to do any sort of other features on this train, it would have been so nice. Like the Pico and the Trex models have, to use, you know, a 4, 5, or 6 pole coupling on these trains, on these consists, in order to get all those signals across, and be able to do interior lighting, and, you know, driver's cap lighting, and maybe even cap interior lighting there, the instrument cluster or something. But for some reason only 2 of those wires are connected to bring the power through. Here we see the other end underneath the driving coach. and putting them together again it's not just snap them together like you know on a Pico train set. You can just push these two together and kind of they go in and connect. Here you can't. You will have to help with a screwdriver on the bottom and kind of push the one side against the other side in order to connect them, which is rather annoying. Once coupled, it's very, very well coupled. Doesn't come apart, you know, and that's a good thing, but cumbersome to couple for sure. So coupled again. Now, the other thing they have done in order to negotiate very, very tight corners like the 360mm radius with the long coaches is they have come up with these, you know, movable, yeah, almost springy plastic skirts on the bottom, which are part of the coupler mechanism, and they can give to each side just a little bit, just so that we can negotiate really, really tight corners. Other than that, I think now it's time to just see it run a little bit and have it go through the station past the other ICs. It's you know, unfortunately, again, like I said, I only have 6 cars so far. I would like to have the full train of 8 cars, but you know, I have to keep an eye on eBay, and hopefully I can score one there, one set with the 2 missing add-on cars. So that was the short little review of the Roco analog digital converted ICE3 Velaro D or Velaro D train set, and 2 Fleischmann intermediate coaches so far, and right now ESU V4.0 lock pilot, Plux 12 decoder, plus 2 6-pin function decoders in the end coaches. I'll be back soon with the video of the sound decoder once installed. Thank you very much for watching, and keep tuned in, keep looking. I'm sure gonna make another video soon. The next locomotive I will review is a Pico BR216, the new diesel with sound that came out, one of the prototype locomotives, and I will show that too, and that one will be with sound. So stay tuned, check in again, and thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and cheers. See you next time. Bye.